We're here with another lecture video. And we're out of the Upanishads again. First off, we start with every doubt vanished from the disciple's mind. This signifies that the conveying of spiritual teaching does not depend upon words only. It is the life, the emulation which counts. Such God-enlightened men, however, cannot easily be found, but even with such a teacher, the knowledge of the self cannot be gained unless the heart of the disciple is open and ready for the truth. So you must be ready for the truth, ready to be enlightened, ready to be open-minded in order to be really God-enlightened, to tap into your true higher self, your higher purpose. Hence, Yama says both teacher and taught must be wonderful. So, we'll continue. When taught by a man of inferior understanding, this Adam can be truly known, even though frequent thought upon. There's no way to know it unless it is taught by another, an illuminated teacher, for it is subtler than the subtle and beyond argument. Having no definite conviction of their own, differ among themselves as to its nature and existence. Only he who has been able to perceive the self directly through the unfoldment of his higher nature can proclaim what it actually is, and his words alone carry weight and bring illumination. It is too subtle to be reached by argument. This secret regarding the hereafter can not be known. Yama praises Nikitas because when all heavenly and earthly pleasures, as well as knowledge of all realms and their enjoyments, was offered him, yet he cast them aside and he remained firm in his desire for truth only. So when you're truly enlightened, that's when you know you reach Adam, the true enlightenment, the true illuminated, a 33-degree being, if you will. And when you desire the truth alone, that's how you know you're on the right path. The wise who by means of the highest meditation on the self knows the Ancient One, difficult to perceive, seated in the innermost recess, hidden in the cave of the heart, dwelling in the depth of inner being. He who knows that one as God is liberty from the feather of joy and sorrow, immoral. So you're free from all sorrow, joy, and awe when you connect with the One, because you are the One and you are everything. It sounds like some shroom talk, but it's some really enlightened connection when you really connect and realize you are one with everything. A mortal having heard a fully grasped this and having realized through discrimination, the subtle self rejoices because he has obtained that which is the source of all joy. I think the abode of truth is open to Nikitas. The scriptures give 3 stages in all spiritual attainment. The aspirant must first hear about the truth from an enlightened teacher. Next, he must reflect upon what he has heard, then be constant practice of discrimination. In meditation, he realizes it, and when realization comes with fulfillment of every desire, because it unites him with the source of all. Having beheld this, a man learns that all sense pleasures are but fragmentary reflections of that one supreme joy, which can be found in the true self alone. Yama assures Nikitas that there is no doubt of his relation to the true, because he has shown the highest discrimination as well as fixity of purpose. So first he must hear about the truth from an enlightened teacher. Next he must reflect upon what he has heard, then be constant practice of discrimination and meditate. He realizes it. And when we meditate, y'all, we go within and we learn exactly what we always knew, what we always had within, what we know us. We always know everything, and it's within. That's where all the books come from. Is within. So all we got to do is go within, and we can get any piece of knowledge that we need. Scripture. That's why we meditate. Scriptures to designate the absolute. This word is indeed Brahman. The word is indeed the supreme. He who knows this word obtains whatever he desires. This is the best support. This is the highest support. He who knows this support is glorified in the world of Brahman. The sacred word is the highest symbol of the absolute. He who through meditation on it grasps its full significance, realizes the glory of God, and once has all desires satisfied, because God is the fulfillment of all desires. So once he grasps that, he realizes that God fulfills all desires, because we fulfill all our desires by going within and figuring out what our desires truly are, and fulfilling our desires on our own. And God tells us what our desires are, so we can fulfill them desires by our gifts and our spiritual purpose on this earth. The self is never born, nor does it die. It did not spring from anything, nor did anything spring from it. The Ancient One is unborn, eternal, everlasting. It is not slain, even to the body is slain. If the slayer thinks that he slays, or if the slain thinks that he is slain, both of these not know, for it is neither slain nor is slain. The self is subtler than subtle, greater than the great. It dwells in the heart of each living being. He who is free from desire and free from grief, with mind and senses tranquil, beholds the glory of the atom. So when you're free from all, that's when you can behold the glory of the atom, behold the glory of the true inner peace, free from all, free from everything, completely 100% at peace. Although this atom dwells in the heart of every living being, yet it is not perceived by ordinary mortals because of its subtlety. It cannot be perceived by the senses. If final spiritual sight is required, the heart must be pure and free. The wise who knows the self bodiless, seated within perishable bodies, great and all preservating grieve. Grieve not. Then a wise man, through the practices of discrimination, has seen clearly the distinction between body and soul. He knows that his true self is not the body, although it dwells in the body. Thus, realizing the indestructible, all-pervading nature of his real self is suremount all fear of death or loss, and is not moved even by the greatest sorrow. This self cannot be attained by study of the scriptures, nor by intellect perception, nor by frequent hearing of it. He whom the self chooses, by him alone is it attained. To him the self reveals its true nature. To you, you control your true nature until and reveal to you your true nature for your purpose on this earth and your purpose for being here. We may imagine that by much study we can find out God, but merely hearing about a thing and gaining an intellectual comprehension of it does not mean attaining true knowledge of it. Knowledge only comes through direct perception, and direct perception of God is possible for those alone who are pure in heart and spiritually awakened. We must be spiritually awakened to surmount life or death or loss, and not be moved by the greatest sorrow or the greatest joy, the greatest pleasure, basically. He who longs for God, him the Lord chooses, because of God is possible to those alone with a pure heart and spiritually awakened, although he is a light to all beings in his mercy. Where was that? The self cannot be attained by study of the scripture, nor by intellectual perception, nor by frequent hearing of it. He who himself chooses, by him is alone attained. To him the self is real, is true nature. So you choose yourself. We may imagine that by much study we can find out God, but merely hearing about a thing and gaining an intellectual comprehension of it does not mean attaining true knowledge of it. Knowledge only comes through direct perception, and direct perception of God is possible for those alone who are pure in heart and spiritually awakened. Although he is a light to all beings and his mercy is on all, yet the impure and worldly minded do not get the blessing because they do not know how to open their heart to it. He who longs for God, whom the Lord chooses, because in him alone can he reveal his true nature. So long for God, long for within, go within and long and find that true inner peace that we're talking about, that true Adam. I didn't mean to say it like that, reach Brahman, as they say. He who has not turned away from evil conduct, whose senses are uncontrolled, who is not tranquil, whose mind is not at rest. And that's what we'll leave off in this video. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Until next time, thank y'all for tuning in.